Okay, so we're now at the Kidron Valley, the Jewish cemetery, and you can see some of the Jewish people, Orthodox Jews, visiting the cemetery. There's the Dome of the Rock, and there's more cars going. So we just stopped earlier on at the place where Jesus had wept, the church, and now we're proceeding down to a little steep hill to the Garden of Gethsemane. So to all my friends that wanted me to do some videos, I hope this is helpful. At least you can join me on this journey. Don't really do videos, but trying my best so that you could see what I'm seeing. And we can see the group in front with pink and blue hats. So maybe in 2 minutes walk or less, depends on how fast you walk. There's our group. We will arrive at the Garden of Gethsemane. So you don't need to be super fit, even if you're 70 or 80 years. If you can walk on your own, you can make this journey. So God willing, you join us on our next trip. We'd love to show you all of the different places in the Holy Land. You can see these cars just come through and there's no demarcation like back home. And everywhere you go, people are selling those fake prayer shawls, scarves, and always trying to get people to purchase. So we're almost there. And the group seems to be doing pretty good and walking at a very good pace. Sometimes we get groups from other countries, but you just find them walking very slowly. But it seems South Africans are strong and energetic, and they're just walking. It's a nice temperature today. It's a nice cool breeze. Sun is out. It's probably about 23 degrees. So you can hear the church bells in the background. So Jerusalem is a mixture. There's churches, and even next to a church can be a mosque, and then nearby would be a place for the Jews to pray, a synagogue. This hill I'm going down is a bit steep, so if you don't look down, you could slip and fall. So you got to have a good pair of walking shoes or something that has a grip on it. When we get to Garden of Gethsemane, you're going to see hundreds of people all flocking in to go to see the spot where Jesus had prayed and asked his disciples to pray for 1 hour before he was arrested and taken away. As you can see, Israel is very beautiful. Throughout the year, They're very good in maintenance, beauty. There's always flowers. Not sure how they get it right, but it's always beautiful. As you can see, the bougainvillea. But next week the temperature should actually cool down because they will be approaching the winter. So we're quite blessed that we're experiencing good temperature. On the right is the Russian Orthodox convent of Saint Mary Magdalene. And you can see some of the Orthodox people want to enter. There's other groups. You can see it's very peaceful. And people are just as normal back home, but the media back home just show it's like a war zone and rockets flying around. But those things happen in Gaza, which is far away from here. And this is another steep hill, and we finally arrived at the Garden of Gethsemane. So let's take a look as to what is this Garden of Gethsemane looks like. There's more tour buses. There's the entry. There's the group, and then you can see all of the beautiful olive trees. And there's the group. And there's the guide. There's Mr. George, our tour guide.
Not there yet.
And here's the walkway, all the beautiful flowers. Here's the garden. So there's that gate that they talk about that Jesus would enter. And they try to block it to the Muslims. Yet, and look, we can see a bit of dome of the rock. So on the right, all of the buses, the tour buses are parked. And right around here is also the place where they say that Judas had hung himself. The field of blood, they call it. So this is the area where that also happened, and in this vicinity around here, the field of blood. And in front of me, I have Pastor Kenny, all the way from Kule in South Africa with me at the Garden of Gethsemane. And he's just going to take a few seconds to tell us what he feels being in the garden where Jesus had prayed.
Firstly, I thank the Lord for the privilege of coming into Jerusalem and being with Pastor Daniel. I thank Jesus for this opportunity. For me, it's highly emotional because it's what the Lord paid. He paid the price in his tears, crying for Jerusalem and for the nations of the earth. Lord, from his head flowed droplets of blood. The immense weight, you may not understand the immense weight or the gravity of the task that he was taking ahead of him. But we praise God that Jesus took on the pathway of the cross and the way of the cross. So I'm really rejoicing at the same time. And of course, we want to have some fellowship in the Garden of Gethsemane. Thank you.
Amen. As you can see, there's more groups that are coming from all over the world. And so while the guide is busy explaining our group, and then
So we
I will
have a
show
lot
you.
of like 6 or 7 trees.
Lots of these trees are old, but because the place has been burnt down before, the city of Jerusalem, you can't really say it was from the time of Jesus. The olive groves that's here, you know, they old, as you can see some of them. You can see there's lines from different parts of the world. We now into the church. You can see there's groups that's here. So this is where pilgrims would go in to pray at the church. This is a really stunning church. You see the columns, and it is facing the Dome of the Rock, and you can see more tour buses that's going. So you would see it's very busy out here. So let's see if we can get a better version of here, the outside, this church. Let's zoom in. So you can get an idea of what I'm seeing, the columns. And there's the steps. And normally people were taking group photos. You can see there's more buses that's coming through. There's some groups, and there's the entrance to the door. But once we get on the top, they're very strict as to your dress code, and you cannot come in here sleeveless, and you have to be dressed appropriately. If you look at the Bougainville, the beauty on the side of the church, which a lot of people don't come on this side of it, but look at the awesome beauty here. The architecture of the church. So we're gonna go in. I hope that they allow me to video inside, because they're quite strict inside the Catholic churches, and you're not allowed to talk because they're in prayer. You can see it says silence. Okay, it says silence.
Die zijn allemaal naar de graftocht gegaan. Dus je ziet dat
As you can see, people are praying. We're not supposed to be talking. truly amazing and breathtaking. We're approaching the place where they would have mass. Okay, so that's the end of